Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? Are you ready? Get ready, dog.
We're about 40 miles south of Candlestick Point as we welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Rams and the San Francisco 49ers. This is taken about 7 yards deep. On first down, Allen. Flushed out right. And incomplete to open things up.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
Hold the look, hold. 58. Hey, hold. 58's the mic.
Hey, orbit.
58's the mic, 58's the mic. Watch the screen. Pass.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Reuben Foster, the former national champion at Alabama, gets in for the sack.
All right, partner, I'm going to be Captain Obvious right here. Not the start you're looking for offensively, right? Incomplete pass, followed by a sack.
And when he went down, it looked like that right ankle got turned, but thankfully he popped up okay, and they breathed a sigh of relief on that sideline. On 3rd and long, it's Allen. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Hey, tight.
Under crunch.
Middle.
Hey, 58 is the mic. Go 58's the mic.
Don't get nervous.
From the gun, it's Allen. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Touchdown, LA! He returns the punt 64 yards on the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, they were going to get excellent field position either way. They had pinned them deep, but that's even better.
So, in other words, being comfortable with field position, that was going to be okay. But sometimes being greedy is the right way to go. And, boy, they take it all the way back, put it in the end zone. A great way to get started for them.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. And with the play clock about to expire, Kyle Shanahan's going to use a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
Second and 10 at the 35-yard line.
55, Mike, got 55. 65.
That's 10.
65. Check. 55 to Mike. Check. 50.
Looking to throw on second down. Allen. The first catch of the game for George Kittle. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 26 and a first down.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from Rams territory now, it's first and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Check 49. Check 49. Alert.
Check 3. He's coming. Double up. Double up.
Alert.
He's coming. Double up.
Shoot. Shoot. Shoot.
Motion. Motion. Motion.
Now Allen. Looking for his tight end on the corner. It's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. As his guys are in for 6. As his guys are on the board here in this first quarter.
Brandon, they just got the ball, and already they're in the end zone, and you're getting ready to talk about the PAT. That was fast.
Gold with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 22-yard line.
Here we go. Here we go. ATK. Watch the run. Watch the run. Watch the run.
Hey, check 24. Check 24. He's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
Now they try the right side here. That's a gain of 13. First down, Rams.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10.
No.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
51's the mic. 51's the mic.
Stay with your man.
He'll look to throw. And the open receiver, it's Robert Woods. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. It's a gain of 15, and the Rams have a first down.
First down, Rams.
On the double. Mike 51. Mike 51. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Right there.
Now a handoff here to his running back. Past the 20. 38 yards on the scamper there. You think back to the Super Bowl against New England. The Rams never even got into the red zone in that game. And now here they are in the red zone on their opening drive with a first down. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw here. Escaping the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Stephon Tuitt able to shake free and get home for the sack. Now the 49ers going to take another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Now whistles and a flag down. I think one of the Rams linemen might have moved. And that false start penalty is certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Check 31. Check 31. Rush in. Rush in. Rush in.
And to give this time to the tailback. Space to run past the 20. Touchdown, L.A. A great play there with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Rams have taken the lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
The Niners take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20.
58's the mic. 58. 58's the mic.
Hey, D-line, let's get in there. Let's get in there, huh? Gun.
58, boys. 58. 58's the mic.
Know your job.
Throwing now is Allen. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by the all-pro corner, Josh Norman. And he will be brought down, but he's got the interception on the final play of this first quarter. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Let's go. Check.
handoff looking right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great effort there. On his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. The point after is good. And it's now 21-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here.
Hey, Alpha! Go! Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Some.
Mike part 9. Mike part 9.
On second down, a run with Breida. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that'll bring up a third down.
I got motion man. Me. I got this. Mike's 59. Mike's
56. Hey, wahoo!
So the shotgun snap to Allen. Leaping, and he makes the grab. His first catch, good for 9 and a first down.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. Obviously, they're not where they want to be right now on the scoreboard. Big plays like that, though, that'll trend them in the right direction.
Yeah, a few more like that, they'll be right back in the game. And if they can continue to do that, maybe they'll inspire their defense as well. They'll get a few stops.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now they try the right side here. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Topper!
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Allen gets this one to Juszczyk. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. It'll go as a first down for San Francisco on a pickup of 16. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Mike's 59.
Now a handoff looking right. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A full 5-yard loss that time. It's going to make second down pretty tough. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
Sorry, we get slap happy up here sometimes.
59 Mike. 59 Mike.
Buzz!
Your track. Mike, check, 59. I'm coming, baby. Woo! Alert!
Mike is 59. Mike to 59. Keep it up, defense.
On 2nd and 15 now. Allen, and across the chalk, into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown as his guys are back within a single score.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route-running ability.
Gold able to tack on the extra point, and they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
A run there on first down going nowhere as he stopped right at the 25. And it appears we've got a member of the Rams shaken up on that last play. We'll check on his status when we get back. Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
I'm coming. Baby.
Back to throw. He'll get this to his speedster, Paul Richardson. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Set, ready. 51 the mic, boys.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Complete. Richardson has it. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask.
Let's go.
After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. So flag for the contact, pass interference.
And I know that you're going to look at me and roll your eyes, and rightfully so, because you know what I'm going to say. Doesn't the defender have a right to the football as well?
No, I don't like defenders.
That's because you spent too much time with me. Okay, I'll side with you on this one. Here's the correct call.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. It'll be a gain of 5 there as they move closer. It's 2nd and goal. On 2nd down, McFarland. And he takes it across for a Rams touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
Let's go, man. At their own 25-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. D Ford, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Allen going to throw. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, 49ers. Marquise Goodwin, as the first half is winding down, as his guys are back within a single score. Well, I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper, right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
That'll be taken in the end zone.
That's it, baby. We gonna work.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done many times before. A lot of people say it's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops, and if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Watch the eye. Hey, switch gears, switch gears. Oh.
They'll keep it on the ground again here.
Yeah, baby.
And he's going to have a first down, but not sure it'll matter as the clock will continue to run. Now a signal and a timeout call, as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. The Rams going to get the football first here, and they look to build on their lead as the second half gets started. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
6 guard. Check 6 guard.
Watch the shift. Watch the shift. Hey, hey, watch the shift.
Now they try the right side here. There he goes, right side. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A big play there. 69 yards. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. The extra point up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half, Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing. And try.
He's got the lane, and there he goes. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Matt Breida, 77 yards. As they're now just an extra point away from getting back within one score. Gold with the extra point, and this is back to an 8-point game. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just...
Defenders giving chase, but I don't think they're going to get there. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams. A great effort there. 75 yards. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Breida. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. 6 yards in the wrong direction that time. Not only that, but it brings up 4th.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought now they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. And this is incomplete. A huge gamble, and it does not pay off. They fake the punt. It doesn't work out. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position.
Let's go. 50 the flag. 54. Watch the run. Watch the run. Set up.
Now a handoff looking right. And now off to the races down the right side. And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Rams tack on to their advantage. Point after up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone.
Let's go.
49er offense set to get this drive underway.
I got you. Pass. 58, right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. I got it. 50.
On play action, Allen. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Now, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. To throw, it's Allen. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Let's face it, if you want to get back into the game, these are the kind of throws you got to hit. He's wide open right there. Got to be able to get it to him, don't you think?
And those are the throws that haven't been available to them every time he's dropped a pass. Yeah, that's a big miss. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
One set.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. They get 13, but it's not nearly enough. And it'll be 4th down.
58, Mike. Hey, let's get in there, huh? 52. Switch.
And 58 is the Mike. Go 58 to the Mike.
They do go through. Here's Allen. Pressure gets there, and he goes down. Now, there's also a flag, but this might be on the offense anyway. So the special teams penalty cost some yardage there as they come out on 1st and 10.
Come on. Watch out. Big ass. 36.
Now they try the right side here. And he's got 4 down inside the 20 to the 18. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he'll take this down for about 4 yards, down to the 15.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. '49ers have an extra defensive back on the field. A nickel set for 3rd down. Oh, able to avoid him. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. He needed 2, he got 1, and that's going to leave him with 4th down and a yard.
It's now 4th down.
So on 4th down, Sean McVay going to send out the field goal unit. And his kick is indeed good. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And on that last drive, went for it on 4th, turned it over. But good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on 4th down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the...
This is caught at the 20. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone.
At the 16-yard line.
Hey, home.
On 1st down, here's Breida. He will push his way down to about the 14. 2 yards that time, a stark contrast from the big chunk on the previous play.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Come on, D. Check, 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 check.
Half. Check 52. Shift.
Check 3, check 3.
Alert.
Kill.
Middle.
Kill. Turn up.
Motion.
Gonna give this time to the tailback. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation.
58. 58's Mike.
Guys, it's game situation. Let's go. 5 wide.
58, boys. 58's Mike. Exit.
Hey, box trot.
And 58 is a Mike. Go 58's the Mike. Watch the slant.
Half 10.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there. Bring your
From the gun, Allen toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And Gold is able to put it through, and they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
At their own 25-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now a handoff looking right. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. That's a gain of 13, 1st down Rams.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
Down. 6 yards. Check 54. Mike 50. Cover. Check 34.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. He gets it to Cooks. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Open man is Higbee, the tight end. It's a gain of 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion, but I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Ready? 55. Mike. Drop deep, drop deep.
2nd and 11. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Richardson. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 33.
And they just hit another big completion there. And I think in days gone by in the NFL, you might have asked, is this a little bit of overkill? Is this rubbing it in? I don't think people feel the same way nowadays.
The age-old argument. Then you could say on the other side, if you're going to get angry about it, stop it, right?
Go ahead and stop me. And I think a lot of the times they just look at it like, let's just play the game. And however it turns out, it turns out.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. 2nd and 10 from the 33-yard line.
Hey, Dutch. 55, Mike 55. Let's go.
2nd and 10. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. So it's Rams football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. He'll look to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. He was looking for Paul Richardson there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you can put yourself in jeopardy.
And that's complete to Cooks. And they'll get this down to the 10. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. That one looks like he'll throw here. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
Hey, alert 3, alert 3. Watch safety creep, watch safety creeping.
Now they try the right side here. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. They get 5 on the run, but it leaves them with a tough 3rd and goal forthcoming. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? They'll drop the throw. Being chased out left. And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. Looking for Woods that time.
I think that interception happened for 2 reasons. Quarterback gets outside the pocket and panics a little bit, and receiver doesn't make sure he's absolutely in an open spot. So there's a guy lurking, took the ball from him.
Yeah, so don't wave your arms, right, as a receiver if you're not wide open.
Got to know that you're open. Otherwise, just don't do it.
58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike. Middle. Check 9. Kill.
Alert! Hey, Charlie!
So after the INT, it's Allen. He's going to let it fly. This is caught at the 20. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
Right over there, right over there. Yeah, yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We cover.
58.
Is that?
58, come on.
Let's make these babies cry all the way back home, yo. Let's make these babies cry all the way back home.
Sponge, sponge, sponge. No, no, no.
Gun.
Jack. 58 to Mike, 58. 58 to Mike.
On first down, Allen. Buying time to his left. This is caught. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Marquise Goodwin with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the forced turnover on defense leads to 6 points. So Allen breaks the huddle, and his guys will go for 2 here.
Let's get off the field, D. Let's get off the field, D.
Is that?
Hey, 58 is the Mike. Go 58 is the Mike.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
Check 24. Check.
Half. Hey, tight. Go.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead a little bit further. After the touchdown, it's Robbie Gould now to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And a good return. He's across the 35-yard line, right around the 36.
At their own 36-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
And now with 4 seconds left, we get a timeout call.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
You don't want nothing. You don't want to see me. You don't want it.
Check 26. Check. Undercrunch.
Check 50. Check 50.
Switch it. Come on, switch it. You go tight. You got tight. Squeeze.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. But Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a